Goldilocks and Three Bears. Story for kids. Once upon a time, in a forest, there lived a family of three bears, a father bear, mother bear, and a baby bear. They had a cozy little house where they lived together happily. They were a close-knit family and enjoyed spending time together. They would often go for walks in the forest, play games, and tell each other stories. One beautiful morning, while they were out for their daily walk, they came across a pristine lake and decided to take a refreshing swim. The water was clear and cool, and the sun was shining brightly. The father bear played with the baby bear in the water, while the mother bear did some laps around the lake. After an hour of swimming and playing, they decided to head back home. As they approached their house, they noticed that the front door was slightly ajar. The father bear became a bit suspicious and decided to investigate. He peeked into the house and saw a little girl inside. It was Goldilocks. Goldilocks was a curious little girl who loved to explore. She had been wandering in the forest when she came across the bear's house. Seeing that no one was home, she decided to take a peek inside. She noticed the bowls of porridge on the table and couldn't resist trying them. Feeling a bit guilty after eating the baby bear's porridge, she decided to explore the rest of the house. She sat on the chairs, realizing that the big one was too hard, the medium one was too soft, and the small one was just right. She then went upstairs and found the three beds. She tried the big one, and it was too hard. She tried the medium one, and it was too soft. Finally, she tried the small one, and it was just right. She felt so comfortable that she fell asleep on the bed. But as she slept, the three bears came back home and noticed that someone had been inside. They were surprised and a bit scared at first, but eventually they found Goldilocks sleeping in the baby bear's bed. They were angry that someone had broken into their house and eaten their food, but decided to forgive Goldilocks upon seeing how young and innocent she was. From that day on, the three bears made sure to always lock their door before leaving the house. And Goldilocks learned to always ask permission before entering someone else's house. She also promised to never take anything without permission again. The three bears were happy to hear this and welcomed her for a cup of tea and some biscuits. They enjoyed their visit as they chatted and got to know her better. Goldilocks learned that it's always better to ask about what you're curious about rather than assuming. She enjoyed her time with the bears, and they became good friends. She visited them often, learning more about the forest and its creatures. Over time, Goldilocks grew up and moved on from visiting the bears, but the lessons she learned stayed with her. She was always respectful of other people's spaces and never made assumptions without asking questions. The three bears continued to live happily in their cozy little house and always remembered the curious young girl who had taught them so much.